Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Lorraine here. So I'm now in my, what is slowly becoming my vegetable garden. You can hear my little cat mewing, she wants more cuddles. So I just wanted to do this video before I pick her up again. And as you can see, my peas are really coming on well. Let me just bring that up a little bit further so you can see. I've been picking quite a few of these. And as you can see, they're all starting to get fatter. That one especially, not quite ready, still a little bit too soft from what I've learned from other YouTubers that have been growing a lot longer than me. Coming along from this side, also I've still got a lot of Californian poppies. They've really gone crazy everywhere. And then I've got my bean plants slowly growing up, so I've got one there and I've got one there. And I think or believe that might be one there as well. I'm not quite sure. There's definitely something growing. Looks like it. Same sort of leaves. But then coming along, you can see the start of my sweet corn. They're growing up lovely. Coming along, these ones are a little bit taller. And when I come here, you can really see these ones properly of how they're growing. And that one there, and then just over the back there I've got another tomato plant. Well, it doesn't look really happy, to be honest, so I'm not sure what to do with that. If I come this side, yeah, doesn't look, and mind you, it doesn't seem like, just seems like this bit that's not very happy. Maybe I might pin that up to there, and you can see there, pin that to there just to give it a little bit more stability. I think I'll do that in a little while. And then I've had to bring my lavender over to this side because I've been getting all of these midges, which as you can see has really damaged my leaves. I can't remember what they're called. Aphids, is it? And then what the ants carry on their back, etc. My man's giving me all the ins and outs of the details, and because I'm really upset because it was really growing through, and as you can see, look, all these apples, but something's sort of attacking it still. I think that's where the pigeons are on my neighbour's fence and keep putting their heads down to try and get to them, because these ones here are perfectly fine. I'm not sure if these are the eating apples or the cooking apples, because it was a duo tree. One side was cooking, the other side was eating. But my eating apples, if this was the eating apple, it's just gone. I've lost all of them, unfortunately. Obviously, the birds can sit on the fence there and peck at them. So I am thinking of actually moving this tree further down the end of the garden and then making it a bit more of my orchard. My plum tree, I've got to cut back so much this year after fruiting and gone into dormancy. And one of them, I'm going to be taking half of it completely out, so that I can do a little bit more that end. But we'll go there in a minute. Now these are my courgettes. I've got one here that's really growing really well. I've got one here that it did get damaged a little bit. I don't know whether it's not, I don't think it's growing anymore, so I might snap that off. If anyone could give me advice of what to do if one's not really growing that well, do you just snap it off? I would assume so. And then I've got one here, and then I think I've got a couple of males there. I've got another one just here that's growing, and in between I've got my tomato plants, got all the flowers on there. I gave my man a couple of these plants actually, and he's actually got tomatoes growing on his. I've only got the flowers, but I'm sure the little tomatoes will turn up at some point. And then I've got some more here. I think that's a male, that one. So I'm sure that's how it works, isn't it? It grows male and female. I'm sure that's what I researched and read about them before. Then I think once it's fertilised? No, or whatever. The male then drops off or something like that. And then I treated myself to a couple more lavender bushes, because they do say that lavender is meant to deter all these aphids. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to buy a couple more little plants, and I'm just going to stick them in the ground. Not here, but further over where the fence is, and where my other lavender bushes. Put a little one there to help sort of discourage the ants and all that, 'cause that's what they say. It helps discourage all of that. And it seems to have all so far. I haven't seen any more on there. And then I forgot, I treated myself to a little rhubarb. I did last year and it ended up dying, but then after doing a bit more research, they need quite a lot of water. So I think this may need a bit more water because of the leaves going a bit funny. Don't think there's anything on the back, no. I've only got 2 shoots. I probably won't get much this year, but hopefully it'll come back next year with a vengeance. Oh, well, that's if I can keep it growing. They just seem to die on me for some reason. Don't go very far, but anyway. Coming over, I've got some more tomatoes, and then come along to my cucumbers, and it looks like I'm getting little flowers. Let's see if I can bring that up a little bit closer. Look at that. Little flowers, see what happens with those. They seem to be picking up, even though I thought they looked a little unhealthy. And then I've got a spare bean plant that I didn't think would do much, but it's sort of come through. So we'll see what happens with that. More of my tomatoes. Oh, look. Oh my God, I am just honoured. Look at that. A little ladybug. Awesome. Let's hope it eats all of those ghastly aphids that have been coming on my plants. And we'll see what happens with that. Oh, I'm really pleased with that. Just loving my garden at the moment, seeing the little ladybugs and all the bees. And I've got a little bee here enjoying my Californian poppies there. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? This is what nature's all about, isn't it? Just come back over. And then I've got a couple more tomato plants here. Can't remember which ones, I don't know if these were my plum tomatoes. Oh no, salad tomatoes, got my little label there. This is just from a shop bought tomato that I thought, you know what, I'm just going to stick the seeds in and see what happens, and there we go. Whether I'll get tomatoes at some point, who knows. They're coming along. This is where my leeks were. I've dug a few of them up. Got some that's still growing, and then I've got all my new ones already growing just here. And then I'm not sure what this is. I don't know whether this is a weed, but they come out in these lovely yellow flowers. Because I did dot parsnip seeds here, there and everywhere, as well as carrots, and my carrots seem to be coming through. Oh, another bee there. I don't want to disturb the bee. Maybe I'll come back to this section in a minute. Oh, there we go. Just bring that up. So I've got all my carrots coming through there. Lovely. It looks like some of them has been bunched down, unfortunately. And then I've got these plants as well, but it's not what I would expect parsnips to be. But I don't know whether they're weeds or they are my parsnips. I've never grown parsnips before. I have put a few seeds in a pot and they're not doing anything, so, and I did plant some on this section of the garden and nothing's really come up. The row that I put in has not come up at all, so I can only assume. All my carrots have, as you can see, they've all come up. Lovely, look at that. And over there as well, more carrots. But yeah, so I think they are just weeds. So I've pulled a couple up and I've looked, and the root of it looks like a parsnip, like a little tiddy widdy baby parsnip, but I don't know. Then I've got some more of my tomato plants. I've got loads of my tomato plants took this year. Oh, that's just a little bit of grass for my cat. And then coming along, And this is my grapevine. That's really gone crazy. I'll have to cut that back halfway again. And you can see all the little grapes starting to develop there. Look at that. Beautiful. So it looks like I'm going to have quite a few grapes. Got some more there. Bring that up so you can see a bit clearer. Lovely. And then one thing I'm really chuffed about is this. My dad gave me this. Was it last year or the year before? And look at all these loganberries. I've got loads of loganberries this year, and I've got one that I will be able to pick soon if I can just find it. There we go, look at that. This one is almost ripe. Not quite, because it's just not coming off the stem at the moment, but I'm sure it will when it's a bit riper. And then coming along, this is where I'm put all my brassicas. These are all my Brussels that I've put in here. I hope I've sort of named them apart, giving them plenty of room to grow. Then I've got some more over there, and then in between I've done a row of carrots, and then I think I put another row there as well. But the mistake that I did make, and I should have researched it first, I did put some more parsnip seeds, but then if they're not taken or they're duds, then I suppose it wouldn't matter. But obviously if they do start to come through in this section, then I think I will have to pull them up and put them elsewhere, because you're not actually meant to put them with brassicas apparently. But anyway, coming further up the garden, some more of my brassicas. These are my, not broccoli, I didn't do well with my broccoli at all. These are all my cabbages. I just hope they're all going to have enough room. And they're starting to like thicken up a little bit. Some of them in the middle. I don't know if I can bring that up. So there. And then this one here is really starting to thicken up in the middle. So it's really interesting to watch them grow. Now, I'm not sure what this is, but it's flowering. I did plant my cauliflower, I think it was there, and it's got flowers on it. Whether that's meant to happen, I don't know. I should have researched it a little bit more. And then I've got some more. I can't remember what this was. Because that's cabbage over there. Let's have a look what I've got on the label. Oh, it's saying that that's my cauliflower. Oh, okay. That's my cauliflower apparently. Oh, and this was meant to be my broccoli, this one. So this has just gone to seed, I think, if that's the right term. And then coming round, I've pulled up a majority of my potatoes, but I've put a few more in here. And then I planted a few, just a couple of brassicas in there that were odd, just to see what they would do, see where they grow best, which this one's just been decimated, I think, by slugs. But anyway, and then this, I'm really pleased with this, although I do need to give it a water. And this is a blackcurrant that my dad gave me, and this was a tiny plant, really, really tiny. If I can just get the bit, so you can see from there, I mean, it was not even as tall as this stick, and this is how much it's grown this year. Whether or not I've put it in the right place, I do get a nice bit of sun here usually for it, so it does get sun. And yeah, so we shall see. And coming along, this is like my little woody area, but this is where my cherry plum tree is. And just look at all of these cherry plums. It's just absolutely laden with all cherry plums. Look at those. And along here, and I do quite like it under here, you know. I don't know, it just sort of reminds me of like a little woody area. And eventually I would like this all to be a little bit of an orchard. Like I said, I might where I've got my apple tree, I might actually plant it and put it here where the brassicas are. And then I want to take some of this plum tree down, because I don't really need it, because I've got this main one, and it's just sort of overhanging my neighbour's garden. It's just in the way really. So I want to put my apple tree there. It will give it a bit more room to grow. It won't be against a fence. Oh, hello bee. And see what happens. And then all this area I've got to sort out. I have started to dig and flatten it out a little bit, but you know, with my health, it's up and down like a yo-yo at the moment. And then here I put a couple of brassicas in this section. The one's been decimated by slugs. It looks like they're having a go at this one. I'm not sure what's happening with that one. Just looks whether or not it'll survive, I don't know. And then this is just sort of like my weedy type area. I've got this growing, no idea what it is, but I'm going to see if it comes out in a flower. And I'm going to keep this all as like a little wild area. As you can see, I've got some wild flowers there. They come out, they have this lovely yellow flower, and then when the yellow flower's gone, they then get this little spiky thing on it, which I don't know, it's just fascinating. I do find it really, really fascinating. And then that's another one of those little plants that I've put there just to see what it does, and see if it does come out in one of these little balls. If it does, then obviously I'm just going to rip up the others, because they're obviously not my parsnips. And then I've done my little side bit down the side of the shed. So I think that's a weed. I don't know, I can't remember what I put in there, to be quite honest. But I've got a couple of tomato plants, got flowers on that one. I've stuck a couple of onions in between just to deter pests. And I've got something growing here, not sure whether it's something that a seed I put in, I don't know, but I'll see what it does. Soil's nice and damp. And then I've put some peas in here, but they're not doing anything at the moment. And then these are all my beetroot that I've put here, just testing out what grows where best. And I've got all little mini carrots here, not the long ones, just the ones that grow about, I think they grow to about 2 inches, which this will be deep enough for it, for that. And then if I come round behind the back of the shed, not too wet down here. Eventually I want to change all this area and put a proper pathway around the back. At the moment I've put all soil, because I did think, oh, maybe I'll grow my potatoes here or something, but then I thought, maybe there won't be enough light. So I'm going to put like a little walkway along the back here, and then have my water butt, a bigger water butt on there. And then I'm going to put like some drainage and that on my back of my shed, because the way the shed's angled at the back, I'll get loads of lovely water when it rains, that is. And then coming around the back, I've just got some more beetroot growing on these side bits, and then I've got carrots coming through, and these are meant to be my radishes, but I think they're going to seed, so I'm just going to let them do their thing. And then I've been picking all this lovely lettuce. And then obviously on the side of the shed, I've got my strawberries. So I think that's it on my garden of everything so far. So I will stop there. Oh yeah, and I've got my last lot of potatoes growing. So I think I need to water those as well, looks like it. Yeah. And then obviously, oh yes, before I go, come into the shed, you have to excuse the mess. That's all my onions that I've pulled up. Some good, some not so good. I think a lot of people have been having the same sort of problem, haven't they? So, and this is my little drawer that I mended, which keep all my bits and pieces in. And then I found this in my cupboard, so I'm going to put that up at some point. Whether or not I will keep like screwdrivers and that in here, because really you need them in the house more than anything, don't you? really. But anyway, we will see. So anyway, I will finish up there, and I will do another video soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.